Ugh, wake up. All right. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to your favorite anime podcast, Anime F-Bomb. I'm your host for the day, the fluffy bunny kitty, Mariah Wild. And with me as always is Virginia Ginny Thug Nasty Hubbard. How you doing today, Virginia?
I'm okay. Nobody I know has been watching Full House today, so we're okay for now. No incidents.
Yes! There's a win. You haven't burnt any villages or stomped on any crops yet. That's good. That's always
Police
good.
record is clean as of the last 3 days.
Just
Also, of course, with us.
they need to remember that they need to stay vigilant, because I am waiting and watching for someone to be watching Full House, and I'm gonna come for them if they do.
And with us, as always, is the otaku himself, Elijah Senpai Steel.
Why, hello there.
What's up, Elijah? So did everybody else just miss the little girl that was standing behind Virginia?
My house is very old, and we have this theory that it's haunted.
Okay, cool.
They just
By the ghosts of living family members.
my family members are haunting me. I didn't agree to this.
That sounds terrible. Alright guys, we got a super awesome show today and an otaku topic of the week that we're all pretty excited about. So first, let's talk about what we've been watching this week. Who would like to start?
Ginny, how about we start with you?
Alright, I
can until last.
I can go first. So I saw the movie Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro, I guess, by Hayao Miyazaki. It's the first time I've seen anything in the Lupin franchise, and I really liked it. It was really fun and funny and action-packed and kind of touching at some moments. I just thought it was great. I guess it's probably like a 10 out of 10 for me. I thought that was really good. And I watched the first episode of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I don't have much of an opinion of it yet because, it's the first episode. But, it's clearly very high quality. Good animation.
I liked what I saw of Lupin before. I haven't gotten to see too much, but it seemed like a really... What's the word I want to look for? Not self-aware, but unique. Like, it acknowledged its uniqueness.
It did, especially in Hayao Miyazaki's version of it. There's a couple of different versions out there, but I watched it whenever I first started on my Hayao Miyazaki kick because he is my sensei. Love him.
He's perfect.
He really is.
He really, really is.
All right, Elijah, what have you been watching? I'm excited to hear about yours.
So, all I've really been watching is Attack on Titan. I was away in Boston for the weekend, so I didn't get to watch as much as I had hoped I would, but I am on episode 14, so I can talk about the complete first half of the show now. And it's okay. With the way episode 9 was handled, I was kind of extremely let down because I'm like, you're going about this all wrong. I'll try and say this without spoilers, but when they first learn about Aaron's condition, like, they're all like, are you or are you not one of us? And Aaron's just like, I don't know what happened. But he's not saying it to anyone else. He's just like, I don't know what happened. Meanwhile, everyone else is just dead silent. I'm like, seriously, just say you don't actually know what's going on. And I'm like, that whole thing was handled incredibly poorly. Well, Aaron's not saying anything. We're just going to fire a cannon at him. I'm like,
given the circumstances, I feel like I would do the same thing.
Give him a chance. Like, he's not saying anything, but you know what? I can't blame the guys that fired the cannon at him. I can only blame Aaron for just sitting there just like, inner monologue time. I'm like, that was handled incredibly poorly. And then within half an episode, people were extremely mad at him and wanted to lynch him, and all of a sudden, yeah, we're okay with having him on our side. It's like, that was a change. I mean, I can understand, like, we have to work with them, but not once after that was there another feeling of animosity from anybody. And I'm like, that was a really quick change. Doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a reason for that, which you'll find out in season 2 if it ever comes out, hopefully.
I hope. But it's alright.
You liked it enough to buy a pop.
2 of them. But that's not because I like Attack on Titan. That's because I like Pops.
Whatever. Excuses. Alright, so for me, since last episode, I've been watching Ajin, which is on Netflix. It came out about a year ago, but they just put it on Netflix, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were some parts of it that I was like, meh. But the story, it's the first season, and I know that they're going to make at least 2 more seasons, so I kind of understand why it was kind of slow-paced, but it was produced by Netflix, if that says anything.
I actually had somebody say on my one status not 15 minutes ago about how she was watching Ajin.
It's actually
I've never heard of that.
pretty good. It's on Netflix. The animation's a little weird because it's the same company that did, Knights of Sidonia. So the animation's a little funky, but it's definitely good. It's about demi-humans.
Ooh, okay, you have my interest now.
Yeah. It's pretty legit. Oh, goodness. All right. That's what we've been watching. If you guys have any suggestions for us or want us to talk about anything, let us know. We're all over the social media interwebs. So let's go ahead and get on with the news.
All right, we have some very exciting news bits this week. Let's start off with the official website of the Danganronpa 3, The End of Hope's Peak Academy anime, announced on Tuesday that the anime will premiere both its Mirai-hen and Zetsubo-hen parts in July. As a result, 2 new Danganronpa 3 episodes will premiere every week. Mirai-hen will focus on the characters from the first game, while the Zetsubo-hen will tell the story of the characters from the second game. The anime will illustrate what happened to the characters before the events of Danganronpa 3. Now, I am a huge fan of Danganronpa. The first game is my 3rd favorite video game of all time, and the first anime was a huge letdown. So one thing I'm hoping this anime, I should say these 2 series take away from it, is they're not based on a game. They're just taking place beforehand. I hope they kind of take more liberties and just be better. They tried to cram a 25-hour visual novel into a 13-episode series. Let's not have that happen again.
Because before reading the article, I had never even heard of this, but from what I've read about it and like what I've seen about it, it looks like a pretty interesting concept.
So, to give you a little basic information, and I will go over Danganronpa 1 because you don't really want to start at 3 if you don't know about it. But the main character is going to Hope's Peak Academy, which is where like the best of the best go, where everybody is the ultimate at whatever they do. And one day he wakes up, he just got to the school, passes out and wakes up. The school is entirely boarded off. You can't get outside. There's video cameras everywhere, and the headmaster is a sadistic bear named Monokuma. The only way to get out is to kill a classmate and have them not find you guilty. And that's the basic premise. And I can't say any more without giving any details away. It is such an incredibly done series, and I am so excited for the 3rd one. As soon as they announce these animes, I'm like, I will be watching every episode the day they are released.
Sweet. All right, this next little news bit is something that I'm super excited for. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you should all check it out. But Bandai Entertainment began streaming a longer version of the second trailer for the Sword Art Online Hollow Realization game on Monday. It's beautiful.
It is.
Like, there's no words besides that to describe it. The trailer reveals the game will ship in Japan for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita on October 27th. No word yet on when we'll be seeing it, but hopefully soon.
I can guarantee we'll be seeing it. I mean, we've seen the first two games, and apparently Sword Art Online Lost Song sold really well for Bandai Namco. So I think it's almost a no-brainer that we will see this over here. Now,
The question is always when.
I have nothing to base this on, but I'm going to guess summer 2017.
So long.
So the next little news bit I found out is available now, which makes me sad because I need to go buy them all. The cast of Sailor Moon have their own figures from Funko's ubiquitous Pop Vinyl line, which features super deformed characters spanning all corners of pop culture. If you don't know what a pop figure is, just look at me or Mariah's screen and all of the things in the background.
I feel like an outsider now.
Don't worry, in time you won't. You'll buy one saying...
Here we go.
There we go.
You'll
Vision.
occasionally buy one saying that's all you want, and then you'll see another one that looks interesting, and then another one, and then another one. And I'm buying Attack on Titan ones, and I think the show is very bland.
That's the problem with collectibles. Like, what they say about chips, one is never enough, is absolutely true, but that applies to collectibles and DVDs as well.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
The 5 Inner Senshi and Tuxedo Mask are arriving... Now, here's the thing. They're arriving in July, is what the article says. That's a lie, obviously, because, Mariah...
I've got Sailor V and Tuxedo Mask already.
It would seem Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus are the best value, as they come with Luna and Artemis, respectively. Another Sailor Moon figure, one with her moonstick and a Luna with band-aids on her head, will be exclusive to Hot Topic stores. If you can't tell by the multiple figures and the manga and the shirt I'm wearing, Sailor Venus is bae. I love
her
Sailor
figure
Venus
is
so much,
cute.
and I need that. I need that.
Yep.
I really need that.
Also want to know when they're going to do the Outer Senshi, because the Outer Senshi are my favorite. So, Funko, get on that. Let me put it in the suggestion box.
I'd be down for that. I'm going to buy them all. I can't say anything. I'm buying all of them.
Well, I am too, but Sailor Saturn is my absolute favorite. I've got her shirt on today, actually.
Nice.
See, Mariah and I have Sailor Moon shirts on, and we didn't even plan it.
See,
Yep.
you're gonna... Well, I think Elijah will be pleased. I'm sorry, Mariah. I've got on it's a shirt. It's the characters from Frozen and a stand from Final Fantasy.
Final
So-
Fantasy X, I can tell, just from looking at it.
See, I'm
And
okay
what?
with Final Fantasy, so it's all good.
Now, the next little bit of news is shocking, mainly because of how long the series has been running. Even after the record-breaking opening weekend, the 20th Detective Conan film movie, Detective Conan Pure Black Nightmare, is still going strong at Japanese box office, taking the place again with 679,206,300 yen, which is 522,023 admissions in the second weekend. It has already reached 2.5 billion yen and is expected to earn over 5 billion from its entire run.
Wow.
That's a lot. I mean,
That's a whole lot.
it's not the same equation of dollar to yen, but that's still a lot. Actually, let's go to yen to dollar conversion. There we go. 5 billion. That is $46 million, which is a lot for an animated movie.
Yeah, that's a whole lot.
That's a ridiculous amount, especially when, we see movies here that get $200 million, and we're like, man, we can't believe that's all it got. But we also have how many people compared to Japan? Japan doesn't have the people to go to the movies this much to see it. So
Yeah.
over there, 46 million is a lot.
Plus, I don't know. You know how people will go and see the same movie over and over again? Like my dad saw The Fellowship of the Ring 11
Guilty.
times in theaters. 11 times.
I saw the first Twilight movie 23 times in theaters. Not gonna
Do you
lie.
think? Do you think they do that? Like, do you think it's a cross-cultural thing? Do you think everyone does that?
I mean, I'm sure, but I feel like, Americans are just more likely to spend money. And I mean, like that is a proven fact just because over in Japan, the way people are brought up, like for example with schoolwork and studying, people are raised a lot differently than we are over here. So
Agreed.
I mean, I'm not going to go see Twilight 23 times. I saw it in
Hey,
theaters once and fell asleep partway through it and woke up only because I heard Muse playing.
hey.
But like I saw Scooby Doo 7 times. And
I mean, honestly, I think we all have like bad movies that we like, and it doesn't matter that it's bad because you're just like, no, I like this. I'm gonna watch it.
Are you guys bashing my Twilight love right now? Because I feel like that's
Not,
exactly what's happening.
I saw all the
not
Resident
partic-
Evil movies in
not
theaters. Trust me, it's
particularly.
okay.
I'm not bashing it. I don't. I think everybody has something like that. Like, I'm not criticizing that you like it. I'm saying the opposite. I think everybody has stuff like that, and they're probably lying if they say they don't, because they want to look good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Probably very accurate.
My favorite part. There were 2 photos released this past week of the live action movie for Death Note as well as the live action movie for Naruto. Oh my gosh. Those images. The
Now,
Naruto one I'm super excited about.
Naruto looks legit.
Yes.
Like, oh my god. I mean, I know it's a stage musical. I'm watching this. I don't watch Naruto. I'm watching this just for the makeup and costume design of this thing. It's incredible.
If you guys want to check it out, it's probably all over the internet, but it's most definitely on Anime News Network. Look at them, be in awe. And then the Death Note one.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge how great Sakura looks?
Even though
Just
she's
saying.
pointless.
I'm just saying. Also,
Fair
that's
enough.
mean.
Hey, well, I mean, she wasn't really useful until Shippuden.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but she's pretty.
Kakashi Sensei. Love him. Alright,
Now, he's the one with the eye, right?
correct.
He was my favorite as well.
Yes. And then the Death Note one. I'm kind of upset they didn't put the Shinigami in the picture.
Are they
just
gonna
put the
look?
Shadow.
Are they gonna look really shitty like they did in the live action ones a few years ago? Because those look really bad.
They better not.
That would that
'Cause
that kind of ruins it. Like if everything is sort of dramatic and believable, and then you've got these big CGI monsters that look like they're made of Play-Doh.
if you're a Jim Henson movie.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
It's not a Jim Henson movie.
If they were Jim Henson puppets, I would be okay with that. But they're not.
Well, this just goes back to the Blood, the Last Vampire movie, where the CGI was so bad it was funny. Like, it was really bad. But it doesn't discourage anime fans from watching the movie because, I mean, this live action Death Note and everything, I'll watch it. I don't even watch Death Note. I'll watch this movie.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I didn't like Death Note, but I'll watch it. Oh, goodness. All right. Moving on to our talk. Elijah, why don't
Losing.
you go ahead and start us off?
So we were thinking about our favorite characters, and more specifically, our favorite strong characters, which, male or female, these are people that we look up to for their characteristics and the way they take action. So, Mariah, why don't you start us off by saying who are your favorite strong characters, strong main protagonists, I should say, in anime?
Okay, so I had a really, really hard time picking my my male protagonist, but I think I decided that I wanted it to be Kakashi Sensei, just because he is such a badass and he's a teacher and he's so serious at times, but at the same time, he's also really goofy and he walks around reading porn, which I think is awesome. I just always loved that about him, and I was just like, oh, Kakashi Sensei, marry me,
Story of my
please.
life.
Right?
I mean, not the Kakashi Sensei part.
But you understand what I mean.
Yes,
We
I
all
do.
have those anime crushes.
Oh
He
yeah.
was definitely mine. And then for my woman protagonist, I would have to say it is Nausicaa from Hayao Miyazaki's movie Nausicaa Valley of the
Oh,
Wind.
yes, that is
I
a good
want to
choice.
see that really bad.
That's a great choice. You haven't seen
It's
it?
so
I
good.
have not.
You need to
It's
see it.
so
I
good.
do.
You'll love it.
Yep. I just love her because she's so strong and she, all she wants is to protect her village and make the world right again, which is, someone that I feel like we all should look up to because, let's face it, Donald Trump is in the running for president. That's not right.
Why do you think I want to move overseas? But
Yeah, and she has such a strong moral center. It's really
She
easy to
does.
admire that.
And she also has a cute little squirrel looking thing that she just has on her shoulder at all times. And she can fly. Come on.
the squirrel thing sounds adorable.
It really is. It just hangs out on her shoulder. It's so cute.
I like it. Ginny?
Alright. So, male protagonist is gonna have to be Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. He's amazing.
Yes, he
He's
is.
a really complex character. I don't I don't really know how to explain him. I mean, he's mysterious, he's really good at martial arts, he's smart, he's funny.
He's
Kind of a
sexy.
In a way, he's kind of a jerk, but it's in an endearing way, where
Yeah.
it's like, it's okay that you're a jerk. I understand, because he's been through a lot, and he's just awesome. He's just a great character. And out of all the fantastic things about Cowboy Bebop, I would say that his voice acting and his personality are probably the biggest reasons to watch it. If you actually need a reason.
Yeah. I
And then
completely agree.
Yeah, and then female was also a pretty easy decision for me. Akane Tsunemori from Psychopath. She's perfect. She's amazing. She's so smart and so quick on her feet. And again, she has a very strong moral center. She's probably like a lawful good. And I really admire that in a character, especially now. Society is so jaded. And it's like nothing can succeed in the media if it's not morally ambiguous. But she has a very strong moral core, and I just love that. I just look up to it big time.
It's really nice to have the characters like that, you can look up to, not even from like an anime standpoint, but just from a life standpoint.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, easily my favorite female main protagonist, and I don't she's not even technically a quote unquote main protagonist, but she plays a big part in the show, and that's Naomi Flugel from Zoid's New Century Zero. She is first met in episode 2. She plays it alone all the time. She's always been a loner, but she's not afraid to let someone in when she knows she has to. And once she trusts somebody, she trusts them and would do anything for them. And like that's the kind of person it kind of reminds me of myself because a lot of times I prefer to do stuff on my own. But when I find somebody I really trust, I let them in. I'm not afraid to keep letting them in. So it's more of just she reminds me of me, and that's why I like her character so much. Now, as for a male protagonist, I had a little trouble with this one, but as soon as I thought of him, I knew he was perfect. And it is Okabe Rintaro, aka Hoenn Kiyoma, the main character in Steins Gate. He's crazy. Like, he's not afraid to act insane to fit his mad doctor persona, but he cares about the people around him. The whole reason he is kind of afraid to let people in is because he's protecting Daru and every member of Future Gadget Labs. Like he really cares about them and he doesn't want them to get hurt. And there's an episode later in the show, I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's a strong character that he doesn't let anything get to him. But in this episode, he breaks. It breaks him as a person because of seeing this one thing happen over and over. And you can see that just every part of him was destroyed. But he knows he needs to keep going to fix everything. So he sets that aside, and you can see it eat at him the entire show after that of what he witnessed, but he knows he can't stop. And that's one of the things I admire the most is, it showed that he didn't forget about what he saw. It showed that he thinks about that constantly, but he doesn't give up fighting for the people he cares about. And that's what makes him a strong protagonist to me. In times of need, when he is hurting and someone else around him is, he's not afraid to put on the smiley face and play the mad doctor just to make the other person not feel as bad. And again, that's something that kind of reminds me of me. And he's just somebody I look up to, just like for Ginny. I look up to him not just for who he is in the show, but as someone in life that is not afraid to put his personal problems aside for a moment to make someone else's personal problems not as tough on them. That's why he is he's probably my favorite protagonist in anime.
I really love how we can, even though they're fictional characters, we can relate to them and use them, in our life goals. And I think that's something that's super awesome, and it's almost, magical.
One of the great things about characters, whether they be fictional or real people, is every character has a personality. And because of that, everybody is going to have a character that they can relate to, that they can look up to, that they can look at this character and say, they remind me of me. And that helps, especially when you're watching what this character goes through. It kind of gives you a sense of almost as if it's something you were going through, which could be bad, could be good. It depends on what the show, movie, book, game, etc. It depends on what's going on, but it really brings you into this world, all because of finding that character that is you.
Well
I'm more
said.
passionate
Well
about
said.
this than I thought.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. All right, guys.
So we would like to hear from you guys. Who are your favorite protagonists in anime and why? Like, it doesn't have to be anything completely like mine where it was really in depth. It could just be you really like this character because he's in a harem and all the girls like him.
Or
It doesn't matter.
maybe she has purple hair, and you're like, man, I wish I had the guts to have purple hair.
Going back to Psychopaths again.
All right. Well, I actually want to get some of the listeners more involved with this. I'm challenging you guys, everyone listening, watching, whatever you're doing. I want you guys to pick out the animes that we are going to watch and talk about next show.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I like
That's
it.
a good one.
I really
So,
like it.
either hit us up on Twitter, talk to us individually on Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, whatever you need to do. Post it in the Neek Podcast fan page. Yeah, because we want to hear what you guys think, and we want to watch stuff that you guys are watching and talk about it.
We do.
Because without you, we would be nothing.
Nothing.
We would cease to exist. Poof.
Going back to SpongeBob references, all I heard in my head was SpongeBob just yelling, "Nothing! Nothing! Nothing!"
SpongeBob is always relevant. There's always a SpongeBob quote.
Unfortunately, it's true.
Not at all. Alright, guys, well, that wraps up our episode 5. I just want to give a quick shout out to Kiss Anime for being amazing and having almost every single anime ever subbed and dubbed. You guys rock.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Anybody else got any shout outs?
You know what? I want to give a shout out to everybody I talked to at PAX East this weekend. Namely, and this person has no relevance whatsoever to this podcast, but Gio Corsi from PlayStation, who was just an awesome guy, and he's somebody that I've always wanted to meet ever since I started to get into like games enthusiast media and podcasting. He's somebody that I've always looked up to, and it was just really nice to finally get to meet him, and it was awesome. He even put me on his Twitter account.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I bet you fangirled a whole lot.
I really did.
What about you, Jenny?
I'm going to give a shout out to you guys, I think, for telling me. I mean, you guys always have, like, advice about anime and where I can find anime, and I appreciate that. And then a shout out for the listeners. You know, we need our listeners. We love our listeners.
It's true.
So, alright, guys, that's it for this episode. We hope to be talking to you soon. And as always, keep it otaku.